This is my second most favorite place to be, I think. Probably in the world. The first place being the garden. But this view right here, I just love it. It's raining again today. I think we've got more rain in the last year than ever, but I don't really know. I notice these things more now that I farm and garden than I ever did before. You know, whenever your days aren't governed by the weather, you don't really pay very much attention to those sorts of things, but more rain. So let's go to the basement. I need to be around growing things.
Probably my favorite place to be in this whole house probably be this whole area around here, because it literally has everything that I usually use these days, like company, entertainment, a mom singing at her piano.
Yeah. I like your slippers, baby.
Thanks.
My baby. So sweet. Before we take a closer look at the seedlings, I have to make a confession. You know, I think sometimes you guys might have the idea that I really know what I'm doing. And so this is one of those times where we get to learn that that's not true. I am very much learning when it comes to trying a lot of new garden things. My microgreens that I started the other day, they are no more. Yeah, I totally killed them. Just completely. I didn't put them under light soon enough, and they started to kind of shrivel back, and so I stuck them under the light, but then I didn't water them enough, and I came down this morning and they were just little dried up nothings, and I was like, man, totally bombed that. It was my first time to ever do them, so I'm not that upset about it. I'm gonna start some more today and be a little more vigilant and making sure that they get what they need. To be honest, it's a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes trying new things with, you know, thousands of people watching, but truly I want to share with you guys when I screw things up and whenever I don't do them right, because I want you to understand that there is a learning curve to gardening. There is a learning curve to, you know, any of this stuff that I'm showing you how to do, but that's for everybody. So if you start something and completely like bomb it, mess it up, like just start it again. It's okay. Like this is part of the process of learning to grow your own food. You just have to learn how to do it. And you're still gonna make mistakes even after you know. There's still gonna be variables that you can't control. In this particular instance, it was definitely something that I could control. That was me. We just didn't have the light system really set up to where it needed to be yet, and I started those. I just didn't do what I needed to do, and apparently the window to do that was smaller than I had assumed. So these sprouts are all coming up and doing fantastic. For instance, here are my painted lady seeds. These are ones that you guys have heard me talk about multiple times. I'm really excited about these. This is the variegated tomato, probably the tomato I am the most excited about this year. Hopefully it does not disappoint. Now I've got all of these seeds starting, and of course there are a lot of them in each one of these cups. Because there are so many in these cups, I will separate them out sooner than I would if it only had a few. If there were only a few, I would probably let them get a little more established. But since they are sown so thickly, I'm going to be separating them here sooner rather than later. Down here are more tomatoes coming up, also pretty thickly sown, so I'll be separating these guys out. I'll probably wait just probably 2 more days. And on the bottom of this shelf are my peppers, which I've got in these bags on the heat mat. And I got kind of nervous after I've had them under here for a couple of days because I worried that maybe I accidentally let it get too hot. Now I've got them wrapped up in the towel with the heat mat underneath. I had originally had the heat mat in the towel with them, and I felt like it was too warm, so I put them underneath it to give it a little bit of a buffer. And today I came down and noticed, you guys see that? There are a few of them here. There's another one in here. So we definitely have germination in these peppers. I'm gonna let them go a little while longer because only a few are germinated. I've looked through the other bags and I didn't see any other ones that had begun to sprout. But with those few that have sprouted, obviously I feel a lot more confident in the fact that this didn't get too hot, because those were able to sprout, and I think that if it had gotten hot enough to kill them, it would have had the same effect on all of them. So now just continuing to wait. Once these do start coming out and I have more to move around, I will start planting them in soil, and I'll be sure to show you guys that process. And I'm thinking that I will probably do some more in the baggies with that method, but I probably will also go ahead and start some peppers in soil on the heat mats as well. Just kind of, I'm experimenting and I'm trying to figure out what method I like the best. So today's Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, February the 23rd, is a seed swap at our local library in Conway, Arkansas. Now, I have shared that link on my Facebook page, but it's from 11 to 3 at the Conway Library. I will be there. I'll be taking some seeds to swap, so if you are local, I hope to see you there. I did move all of my dwarf tomatoes out to the greenhouse, and they're doing really well. So let's go out there and take a look at them. Hey, little puppy. You silly, you little puppy hat. What a rainy day, huh?
It's not even raining.
It's a little raining. It's almost time for me to put this Greenstalk back together, because I've got some strawberry runners to plant in it. Just came in the mail. One of our sweet viewers sent me some strawberry runner cuttings, and I'm really excited to plant those. And I think that that tower garden, that Greenstalk tower garden, would be a really good place for them. Several of you actually commented that that's what you use your tower garden for, and I think that's a fantastic idea. So it's a little bit over 50 in here, and I'm pretty sure it went down to about 30 last night. It's been rainy and overcast. I'd put a few tomatoes out here a few days ago just to kind of watch them on these cold nights and overcast days, just to see how they were doing, and they were really unfazed. So yesterday I actually moved all the dwarf tomatoes out here, separated them each into their own individual pot, and brought them out. I put them on the top shelf because we are supposed to have some really overcast days over the next week, and I wanted to make sure they got as much light as they possibly could. But they seem to be doing just fine out here. Look at all of those. Some are a little more advanced than others.
Stuff out there.
Why'd you get all the way underneath there to fill it up? Is that too heavy?
Yes.
Yes. Let's pour some of it out. Okay, try that. Is that better? You want to water those plants on the bottom? See the ones where they look light brown? Water those, that means they're dry.
Yes.
You're doing it, good job. I actually saw Charles Dowding make a post the other day about how he had started his seeds inside, and once they were sprouted he moved them out to the unheated greenhouse, and that they were doing fine. And I feel confident after having a couple of cold nights with the heater running that we can keep the greenhouse above 40 degrees. And I think as long as we can do that, that anything that I start inside will be fine out here. In just a few short weeks, this greenhouse is going to be bursting with life. I cannot tell you how excited that makes me. I love my greenhouse when it's full of plants. Love it. I'll be shooting a lot of videos out here whenever this is just like full of plants, because I'm gonna want to spend as much time as possible in this little space. The window greenhouse has been on a standstill the last couple of days. Maya got out there and started working on the footing to be able to put the gravel in, and he got that kind of built up, and we put some landscape paper down to go underneath the gravel, and it started raining again, so he hasn't been able to do anything on it the last 2 days because of the rain. Honestly, he could make a massive amount of progress if he could just get a few sunny days to work, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. It's supposed to rain almost all night, and I think probably some of tomorrow. My plan is to continue to start things inside, move them out, and it should be working out just right that as this greenhouse is getting full and running out of space, that greenhouse is going to be ready. So I can continue to start things and then just move them out there once this one is full. Hey Benny, let's go back down to the basement. Hey, guess what? My seed room is getting ridiculous. All the stuff just strode out, sorting through things. The fact that we even have a room in our house that is being called the seed room in itself is kind of silly. A video that I'm really wanting to shoot, I'm hoping that we will have enough nice weather in the morning that I can shoot it then, is to take you guys out and show you my plan, like garden tour style, and show you what I'm planning on putting where in my garden. What job can Benny do? He wants a job. How about look in your seed box there and pick what seeds you want to grow this year? You want to do that? That's a job.
I feel that build Legos.
You want to go build Legos? Okay, you can go build Legos. No more job. Usually, since I do start so many different varieties of plants, I don't try to make an incredibly detailed plan of what variety goes where, because I think that would be incredibly tedious and involved. Instead, what I do is I make a general plan of like, this is a tomato area, a pepper area, okra, you get the idea. I count my trellises and figure out how many I want to devote to each thing, how many I want to devote to melons or beans, cucumbers, whatever. And then I will designate these are melon trellises, these are cucumber trellises. And then when it comes down to planting, I narrow down the varieties that I'm going to plant and just sort of plug them in. That way I know, okay, I've got this much space that I'm willing to designate to cucumbers. I go through the varieties that I have in my seed collection and choose which ones I really want to grow, because I have to narrow it down to just a few. Then throughout the entire thing, I just plug in flowers, you know, ever so often, to make sure that there are habitats for beneficial insects. I love going to seed swaps. At this point, I don't really need any seeds. I take seeds to give away just because I have so many that I enjoy sharing them. But I don't know, there's just something really amazing about going and getting to network and meet other gardeners in my area. Last year, I went to this same swap at the Conway Library, and of course my life was really different then. It's before, you know, I had done very much with this channel, and I could not have dreamed in my wildest dreams that it would have done what it has. And it's just really cool to think about the fact that I left that swap with a bag full of seeds, so excited, because it just gave me the option of planting a lot more things than I could have afforded to plant had I had to buy all of those seed packets on my own. And it's just a really neat thing for me to be able to go back tomorrow, a year later, bringing so many seeds to give away. I'm looking forward to it a lot. You know, I talk to people a lot that talk about how they don't have the resources of like local seed swaps or things like that. If there's nothing like that going on in your area, I encourage you to start it. You know, call your local library, your local community center, ask if there's anything already present. And if there isn't, just make something. Ask them if you can use their extra room and plan a seed swap. Put flyers up at the grocery store, put flyers up on Facebook, share them around. You would be surprised at what can get pulled together with just one person taking the initiative. I know that something like that might seem overwhelming, but truly, organizing a swap is just bringing people together for a single afternoon. You know, you don't have to plan food, you don't have to organize a seed library, you don't have to do anything ongoing. Just plan a one-day event. A lot of times libraries are so excited to have something like that that they can advertise that they'll let you use their facility for free. The only reason why there's a seed swap at our library is because a group of people got together and made it happen, and now it's becoming established as a thing that people look forward to. But at one point it was just a new idea that somebody had and decided to put into action. I'm an idea factory. I've shared that with you guys before. I'm constantly just thinking, hey, this is a good idea, that's a good idea. Don't usually have the capacity to follow through on all of those things, but sometimes I just throw them out there for other people to pick up and run with. You know, I was just thinking, like, I was splitting up some of these packages. It's just a package of peppers from Baker Creek. You know, they put on their packages minimum 25 seeds. This package is $2.75. Now, there's always more than what they say the minimum. That minimum of 25 seeds, this package has quite a lot more than that. And I just split this up into all of these little packs to take to the seed swap. 9 different packages in here. And each one I put, you know, between probably like 6 and 10 seeds or so. I don't know, I wasn't super exact about it. I could have stretched it a little further if I'd put like 5 seeds in each envelope. So 9 packages in here. You only need a few seeds of a variety, especially if you're doing like a large array of things in your garden. But for most people that are doing a small garden, you've got a handful of raised beds in your backyard, you don't need a whole pack of seeds that's got 100 pepper seeds in it. You probably won't grow 100 plants of one variety of pepper in a few years. I know that before I had my big garden, I would buy a package of seeds and it could literally last me for 3 or 4 years because, you know, I would just grow a handful of each variety. You know what you could very easily do while we're on the topic of ideas and starting something? Get a group of people together, a group of gardening friends, and go in together on some seeds. One of you buy a variety of peppers that you're interested in trying, a variety of tomatoes that you're interested in trying, eggplants, so on and so forth, herbs, whatever it is that you're wanting to grow. And you buy 5 packs of seeds each and then split them up. You could get 10 people together and each buy 3 packs of seeds, work together on it. And then once you figure in shipping, you could get all of the seeds that you could possibly want for your garden, you know, for less than $20 by all just getting together, buying a few packages each, and splitting it up and sharing it. I'm running out of time. I've gotta go get other things done today. I can't just sit down in my basement and package seeds all day. Although that does sound like a really fun time. I just wanted to show you guys really quick, for those of you who are local and are coming to the seed swap at the library tomorrow, just some of the things that I'm taking. For those of you who aren't, I'm sorry, this will probably be a little bit of a bummer. I'm taking some calendula, several different peppers that I've split up into little packages, corbaci, those are corbaci sweet peppers, black nebula carrots, cosmic purple carrots, collective farm woman melons, that's some beans, and I've got lots of little odds and ends, big things here like some corn. Oh, those are black cherry tomatoes, several different kinds of corn that I'm taking, including a package of the black cully corn, which is a really neat corn. If you've never seen that, that is a really neat corn that has a lot of anthocyanins in it. Yep, this is my current collection. I'm probably gonna spend a little more time down here tonight putting together some different flower seeds and stuff to take in this box. And I'm just gonna go give all this stuff away to people. Isn't it incredible when you think about the fact that this is not a very large box, but if all of these seeds are split up into little packages so they can go to lots and lots of different gardens, these could potentially go and grow hundreds of pounds of food. That's just so cool to me. Those are the things that I think about whenever I am dealing with seeds. I'm just amazed at the fact that in such a tiny, tiny little package is the potential for so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. God bless you. Until next time.